party, one more special occasion. Do it Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, holidays and weekends. We can have one more party. There's more help, should be racing. One more party now, one more party tonight.
Hi everybody, hello. Right, after quite a long absence, I'm back, and this is the start of one of two projects that I have lined up for you, and this is the Elizabeth Craft Design project. So you can see here in front of me I have a brand new planner cover. Isn't it beautiful? Look at the texture on that. I love this. I absolutely love it. And inside, still got the packing in it. Ooh. Inside you've got your 6 rings. So it's a binder, really. And a nice big pocket down here with, you can tuck something in there, and you can certainly tuck something in there. And here we've got a pen holder, and you can tuck something in here. It's just gorgeous. It feels beautiful. But I want to do something to it. Of course I do. So let's just pop that back over there. So I have another one. I have this one. And this one I've started to decorate the cover, because I want to do a project in the paper pack Key Lime Nights. It's a beautiful kit. It's in black and white, and you may recall that a lot of the let's just reach over here, that I made this box a little while ago now, really, and we've been making ephemera to go in it. And I've been making the ephemera black, white and red, using red as an accent colour. And I thought, why on earth am I doing that? Why aren't I using the green, the Key Lime Nights? So using these pieces as inspiration for myself, I'm going to make a junk journal style ring binder, being inspired by some of the pieces of ephemera that I've already made, but I just want to change this so it's black and white. I don't want this taupe colour, as gorgeous as it is. So first thing to do is, well, what I did, I'll tell you what I did. I gave it a good coat of gesso, then another good coat of gesso, and then I stuck some decoupage paper onto the top. And this is what you get. How gorgeous is that? It's pretty gorgeous. And that's the back there. But I still have all of this section to do. So I thought I'd do that with you today. And you can see how to do it, and then you can decide to do it or not to do it. The paper I've used largely is this Tim Holtz collage paper, and it's in the typeset. I don't think he's still producing these. I think what he's doing nowadays is the collage papers in these packs, and have used some of them as well. So either will work adequately well. Now the gesso I'm using is De La Roni gesso. It's quite a nice one. It's quite thick, and it's fairly opaque, which is good. It's what I want, but you use whatever gesso you've got. So let's just put some out. I might need more than that, who knows. Short, thank you. And really you just paint. That's all you're doing, painting. I know you have to be brave when you first start off. I know that, because I was terrified. I was terrified that it wouldn't work and I'd have wasted my whole folder and whatever, but it works. Trust me, trust the process. Trust the process. And you can see just with one coat of the gesso I'm using, which, as I say, is quite a good make, and you know, it's fairly thick, fairly opaque. So just crack on really till you've got it. You might have to stipple a bit to get into the bottom of those, the texture on your planner cover. So it's really quite an exciting project, this, because it's Elizabeth Craft Designs meets junk journaling. And I know Elizabeth Craft Designs do a lot of art journaling and stuff with David, but to be honest, I don't see a whole lot of junk journaling. And then Esther contacted me and said, you know, I'd really love you to do a planner, but in a junk journal style. So, never want to not take a challenge on. I said, okay, bring it on. And then I knew straight away which paper pads I wanted to use. I wanted to use that gorgeous key lime. I love it. I love the starkness of the black and white, and I also really love that green. As anybody who knows me knows that I love green, particularly sort of those chartreuse type colours, the zingy ones. Love them. So there we go, and we're nearly there. As quick as that. And I do recommend that you do this in sort of panels. Don't try and do it all at once. You'll get yourself in a terrible muddle with wet paint, and when you come to glue the pieces on, this sticking over other pieces that you've put on. So it's just as easy to just kind of do it panel by panel. Work your way through. I mean, it might take a little longer, I guess, but it's a safer route. So almost finished our first coat. And there we have it, I think. Okay, so you can see already once this is drying, it's drying a bit patchy. Oh, can I get into there? Yes, I can. Oh, that was a struggle. It's got a little bit of paint there that I'd like to rescue if I can. There we go. Right, so I'm going to leave that. Actually, I'm going to take it away somewhere and put it in a quite sunny spot because it's quite nice and sunny here today. So I'll hasten its drying on like that. I'll have a clean up of my desk, and then I'll be back and we'll give it a second coat. So see you soon. Okay, so here we are. That first coat is dry, so and you can see it's quite patchy actually. You know, you put it on and you think it's quite thick, but it's a little bit on the patchy side. So we're just going to give that another coat and you'll see the difference that makes. It's quite incredible actually. So it is a question of taking your time. Don't rush any of the parts of it. Just enjoy it. I think sometimes we forget about that. We forget to enjoy the crafting projects that we're doing because it's, you know, oh, just do this, just do that. If I'm lucky today, I'll get that done and whatever. Sometimes it's just nice to take your time. Yeah, I mean, you can see there's a huge difference where the second coat has gone on. So it's a lovely summer's day here, which is noteworthy because we really haven't had any nice days. Had a couple of days in May, I think, that were nice, warm and pleasant. But so far, really, with regards to summer, no, we haven't had any. And it's depressing, isn't it? You want some sunshine, makes you feel better. Unless, I suppose, you're somewhere like Florida where it's, oh no, somebody turn the sun down. But, you know, that's why we, in this country, go to places like Florida for our holidays. So, we've almost finished this. And then leave this now to really dry well. You want it to be bone dry, really, before you come in and put your tissue paper on it. Ah, yikes, I need just a tiddly bit more. Come on, Mr. Gesso. Lovely. Thank you. Yeah, with regards to gesso, I like gesso that is fairly opaque. If I want it thinner, I can always water it down. But gesso like that is always the more expensive one. And that's just a sad fact of life, I'm afraid. So there we are. That's 2 coats on there. Any bit that you can see that looks like it's not great, just go over it. Make sure you've got it all into the recesses of this. It's so pretty, that I love the embossing on here. And we're not covering it up completely, you can still see it through when we put the decoupage paper on. And it is nice to know what you can do with these. You know, I mean, I'm doing mine with Tim Holt's collage paper, but you could use any tissue paper. You could make it as flowery and frilly or whatever it is you want. You could even print your own tissue paper and use that. So there we are, that's that. Coat number 2, and that looks a lot better. And I'll be back to show you how to put the tissue paper on. So see you soon, guys. Bye for now. Right, well here I am, I'm back, and finally this has had hours actually to dry, and it is lovely and dry now. So we're going to apply our decoupage paper. As I said, you can use anything you like. You can use napkins, you can print your own paper. If you print on your own tissue paper, I'll just be aware that if you do it with an inkjet, when you come to put the glue over it like now, it probably will move your print. If you're going to be doing that, you need a laser printer. Right, so that's going to go there, and that's going to leave me with a bit down the middle. Is that big enough for there? No. Have I got a bit that is big enough for there? That bit's not any better either, is it? No. Let's just move that up to there, and then we'll find something to put on here. Okay, let's cut that off. And I want to leave it's slightly longer than I need, but not much. And I don't want this square. Oh, excuse me, I've just had my lunch. which was lamb curry. Very nice. Mr. F's own recipe. Yeah, because straight lines, when you're decoupaging, as I'm sure you know, show up much to catch your eye, whereas the jiggly-jaggly ones, they just seem to go straight into the background. So right, I shall put that on there. Like that. Okay, so what I'm going to use is Distress Collage Medium. It was made for the job, it's brilliant, and when it dries, it really does dry. I've had problems in the past with things like Mod Podge, that when they're dry, and they are dry, they've had days, weeks sometimes, they're still kind of tacky, and I hate that, whereas the Distress Collage Medium is excellent. When it's dry, it's dry. And you can buy it in these tubs, they comes in squeezy bottles. It's a Ranger, is it Ranger? Yeah, Ranger and Tim Holtz production. So let's just get some glue down here. I'm just overlapping a little bit that last bit that I had. I think I am at any rate. Yeah, I think so. On there. So make sure you've got plenty glue down, especially on the edges and wherever. You don't have to do the whole thing yet. My paper, for example, isn't wide enough to do it all, so just some. Like so, and try not to get it stuck in those holes if you can avoid it. There we go. I think we can get something stuck down now. See how we get on with that. Let's have a look. So let's take this. It wants to go a bit beyond the loop. It's outside the loop. So I'm just going to tear that there and put that round either side of it, and that'll be fine. So there we go. And then just, you might need to stipple this into the pattern on the planner. As far along as you've got your glue. And you want glue on your brush, otherwise you run the risk of tearing the paper actually. This collage paper of Tim's, it's really quite robust. I mean, when you consider it's just one sheet of very thin paper, it is amazing how strong it is. But if you're using napkins, you know, it's one layer of tissue paper, so be careful. Okay, that's alright, that looks alright, I think. So I need to come back to here, put some glue down here. So it doesn't take long, really doesn't. I mean, the bit that takes time is hanging around waiting for drying times. So I think that's probably enough there. Let's just carefully bring that down. And with this, you really can press on. Press it into the pattern if you can. It's too nice to waste. There we go, and I'm not fussed about this brush. This brush is as old as the hills, and yet it keeps coming back for more. Gets used and abused tremendously. It's a De La Roni one. And I've just asked Mr. F if he'll have a look online and see if he can find if they still make them. They're really just excellent. Coffee, nice. So I'm wondering if I could just, I've got some little pieces here, but that's not going to fill that gap in there. No, okay, that ain't going to work. I would much prefer to use these little bits. Let's put that there. Let's just do it. I'm going to put some sort of topper on this cover anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. So let's get that right in that corner, then we won't waste any of it. Perfect. So this is from the sheets, the new sheets that he's just brought out. There's two varieties. One is a more sort of botanical one, and then there's this one that's more sort of numbers and stuff like that. They're both lovely, and I have got the botanical one, but do you think I can find it? No, I can't. It's on the missing list. So there we are, that's lovely. Then I've got this little bit here. Obviously these are scratchy little bits, but might as well use them, haven't I? So I'm just going to tear off down there, because like I said about the straight line situation, it's never good. Sorry if I'm quiet today. I haven't really been feeling too well of late. Hence the lack of videos. Lack of anything. Right, so I'm going to put that way, just onto there. It's rather a lot of glue. Never mind, be alright. So let's just, oh yikes, it's just this little corner bit here to deal with. What have we got that we can stick on there? Do you know, I don't think I've got anything. I think I might have to break into one of these. Is there one of these I've used? I would have thought yes, but not seeing it. So I had some remnants. There's a remnant. There is a remnant. Perfect. Let's put that 5 on there. Let's tear down that a bit. Let's stick that on there. Ooh, that's nice, isn't it? Big 5, I like that. Okay, so there we are. That's that stuck on perfectly. Now you really have got to leave this to dry, like overnight probably would be a good idea, unless you live somewhere lovely and warm like Florida. Back to my Florida example, or California or somewhere. It's probably quite nice in Colorado. But here you need to leave it overnight, and then we'll come back to it tomorrow. Oh, I've forgotten to do something. Oh well, never mind. Never mind, I'll have to do it after. Okay, so that's that. No more I can do on that situation. I'll stop this video, but hopefully you'll join me again seamlessly tomorrow. So, see you then. Bye. Hi there, well, I'm back. I know for you it's only been a split second. For me it's been a couple of days, so this is thoroughly dry now, I can tell you. So move on to the next step, and the next step is to take sandpaper if you have it. I've got these little daubers that the sandpaper sticks on. They're not distress ones, I bought them off Temu, I think. So just daubers with I think that's about an inch, oh it's slightly more, 1.25 rounds, and they don't fit perfectly but they're near enough. And I've got a nail file as well. So if you've got a sheet of sandpaper, that will work perfectly. So all we're going to do now is go around the edge of here and knock off that extra tissue that's hanging over it. And it's a bit of a long game really. This is where I'm saying a sheet of sandpaper would come in really useful. Something with a bit more tooth to it. But just be persistent. And you'll get there in the end and it'll look lovely. Where are we? Some bits are quite, we put on quite straight, I think. That front edge being one of them, so that's good. You might find certain bits will need just a bit of glue around the outside. This doesn't look that bad actually, but sometimes you'll find bits that you've just missed. And just take some more of the Distress Collage Medium, whatever glue you're using, and go over it again. And literally just do that all the way around. You'll end up with a nice straight edge. So I'll come back to you whenever, you don't need to watch me do all that. I'll come back to you when I've done all that. So there we are, I've done all of mine, and I actually coated the inside as well with the gesso, exactly the same, with the gesso and then with the decoupage paper. I think it looks lovely. The only thing we've got to do now are these slits here that fit over this. So what you do is you kind of lie it flat. And get your knife. I think my knife might be through the house. Oh no, I'm going to have to go and get it. Back in a sec. That's it, all set. Well, I haven't been very well. I've been doing some crafting in the living room. And my knife had made it to there. Right, so with these slits, just go down both edges with your knife. This is what Mr. F told me, so if it's wrong, I'm blaming him. Let's try those 3 first. I've also borrowed off Mr. F some rounded files. If you don't have them, your nail thingy, this, whatever it's called, will work. But he's got proper job things, so I'm going to use that. Maybe not that one, it feels a bit big. This one, yeah, that feels better. Yeah, I think I've got a bit of glue there. But not the worst. So let's flush with success. Let's move along the bus. It is just a bit fiddly, that's all it is, it's just fiddly. But it works, definitely works. If you can kind of hold that, you get a bit of tension on it, which works better. But yeah. Oh, look at that. It's perfect. You see? Perfect. So, flush with success, let's crack on. You probably don't want to be in a hurry when you start this project, is all I would say. But you know, looks brilliant when it's done. Well, that is to say, I think it looks good. Suits my style. Suits you, sir. Yep. Excuse me. Let's have a look then and see what we got. Oh, I've got 6 holes there, can you see them? And they fold over. They're perfect. They are absolutely perfect. Wow, fabulous. Right, let's put that away. Must remember to return those to Mr. F, otherwise he gets quite fussy about them. Put my knife away, or Tony Vince will be telling me off. Right, so what I've done with the back, and you can see it's distinctly different from the front, is I've inked it. Literally, that's it. But because we've used distress collage medium on here, you can't use your distress colours. Just don't even try, because they'll never dry. They'll never dry on this, because this is now non-porous. So what I did was I looked at my StazOn in stone grey. Black I think might be a little bit too much for it, so I looked out the stone grey because I wanted to ink it. I wanted it to have some interest, some grunginess, and I also wanted to try and bring out the texture that was on the planner before we began. So you can see here it has brought out the texture, you know, the harlequin pattern there and clocks and whatever, and now the paper, decoupage paper, has become kind of in the background, but still there, still looking good. So let's see if we can do the same to here. I have got myself a paper towel, but it seriously doesn't need to, you don't need to wipe it off. And I've just, any sponge, any applicator will do. I had this one in the drawer, so I'm just using it. And I'm just going to come along there. I mean, there is no excess, there's no colour on there. You have to be quite brave for this bit, really. But the stays on will stay on, which other inks will not. Archival would. So this is going to bring up that lovely circle texture that was on the planner. Oh, it looks scrumptious. Because if you don't want to grunge yours up, you can still use ink. Just don't use such a dark colour. And I want quite a bit down this spine. Oh, she's looking good. Right, let's have a look at that. What does that look like? Needs a little more from this side. Yeah, I love that. It's lovely. This is a bit light up here. Probably because it's hard to get in there. There we go. Lovely. What do we think? Certain parts when you look at it again look really light. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Just kind of going around the edge now. Not for any particular reason. Just thought it might look quite nice. Yeah, I think so. Let's just carry on doing that then. And this is working on the fly, really it is. I couldn't possibly do this. Well, I've got another one of these planners, but you know, I haven't got it all made up, so it's just yeah, doing it on the fly. That's what this is. Hoping it works out. Now this little piece, the keep, I'm going to go around that with stays on. Don't know what else to do with that. I did look out a stencil somewhere. Let's have a look and see if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. That I thought might be quite nice in the middle. And I'm wondering whether I could... Let's give it a try, shall we? Let's just ease that off a bit. And I've got certain bits where I've got glue on that I think I'm going to need to get some sandpaper on. See? Maybe gesso even, whatever it is. But I think I'm going to have to sand them. I'm just looking for a scrap bit of paper. Let's try this, see what it looks like. Might look complete pants, but we can but try. Yeah, it doesn't come through very much. Possibly enough. Not sure. It's got marks on it and it's near enough for me, I think. So what we can do now is try that same idea with the stencil on these parts. I'm just going to go for the corner just now, and then if it doesn't work, I'll just put stays on over it. Doesn't really show up, does it? I mean, I'm giving it a hard task because it's on top of this. But I think what we're going to have to do is just use the stays on. Kind of come in from the edges a bit and just give it a bit of interest that way. Yeah, I mean, I quite like the look of that. That'll be fine, I think. Yeah, I am liking it actually, it's nice. Ow, ow. Got my fingers twisted up. So let's put that in there. And just bring the ink in a little bit from the sides. Yeah, doesn't that make a heck of a difference? Goodness, it really does. Okay, so now we've got this one. Ooh. I'm just going to put this underneath it, otherwise I'm going to end up with stays on all over my board. Don't quite know how I'm going to get into this bit. Maybe like that. That's fine, I think. I think that's okay. Yeah, liking that. So we've got this back pocket to do. Near enough. This doesn't have a slit in it, this one it's just one straight pocket. So just following around. And there's no texture on these inner pieces. That's got itself stuck down, but never mind, we'll ink it. We'll ink it anyway. Right, so how are we looking? Oh, I need to do some inking down there. That's not going to be so easy. Never mind. We'll get there. Maybe we'll get there. Okay, I don't dislike that. I think maybe down in there actually. This needs a little bit. And similarly down in there. Right, I think that's about it. Actually, let's put the lid on the stays on. And let's have a look at what we've got. Oh, I like that. I love that, I love it, I love it. So that's going to come from there, over there. Slide that along a little bit, so it goes to there. And that's that. So then all we need to consider next is what sort of topper we're going to do. And we need to work out what sort of planner it's going to be, so the topper can match. But so far so good with the cover, I'd say. So there's a few ideas there for you, what you might want to do and how you might want to make this planner your own. I mean, it's a beautiful starting point. You know, that's what it looked like. This is what it looks like now. So it's, you know, quite a bit different, but you can still see some of the, you know, you can recognise some of the texture. It's harlequins here and whatever, parcel post. It's lovely. It's really, really lovely. I love it. So there we go. So I'll leave you with that homework to get on with, and I'll start thinking about what I'm actually going to put in it. So see you soon, guys. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye.